Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Wahpeton Deli and Eatery, serving delicious deli staples paired with great service and friendly staff. They use the best ingredients and provide a great atmosphere. If you have an office party or an at-home celebration, Wahpeton Deli and Eatery can help with your next event. And now you can order online for in-store pickup. Check it out at WahpetonDeliandEatery.com or call 642-3639.
With the home run just about to stray away center field.
Okay, the music's going.
We're good.
So
We're good to go.
let's just make sure that we're clear with what we say here to start the show. So
Welcome, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. Does
correct.
that work?
That's good.
So, Cable Channel 28, it's my fault we're a little bit late getting on the air tonight.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, I know, I did.
I was waiting for that.
It was my fault.
Yeah, I just want and Ralph's not here, so,
No, so-
the reason why I say that is because I don't want to blame it on Amanda.
No, we
Oh,
can't.
it's not
See-
me this time.
see-
I was on time, which
She was.
She was on time.
my players would not believe.
Normally we would blame it on Ralph, and he's not here, so I don't want to blame it on Amanda.
No, we can't.
Okay, there we go. I just wanted to get that out of
No,
the way.
we can't. So, anyway, Giants Coaches Show presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28, and that was the reason that I was late. I forgot Cable Channel 28 in my pickup.
You forgot a very important piece that.
So I did.
Yeah,
Yes. So I had to run home and get it at 10 minutes to 7 and just got back here in time, and we're all hooked up and good to go, I think.
We're good to go.
So we're shaking up the order a little bit tonight. Jeff Ralph unable to be here right away. He'll be here at around 7:30 mark. But first we're going to have Amanda Lundsetter. Then we'll have Eric Erlinson with the Breck Boys and Girls Track. But first up, we got Amanda Lundsetter representing Wahpeton Husky Tennis.
Yes,
How
thanks
you
for
doing,
having
Coach?
me again.
Appreciate you coming in early.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, so
Yep.
we appreciate you coming in. And I want to go back and talk a little bit about, just looking at the schedule, you had matches up in Fargo at Courts Plus, and you took on Fargo South.
Yeah, we have had some interesting tennis this season. I told you last time we have a very young team.
Yeah?
And we have a young team and we have a very talented team. So we have found ourselves regularly missing players off the varsity for various activities. Great activities. We've had kids make it to National DECA, National Archery. We've had tons of different concerts and stuff like that. So we've really kind of had to both battle our schedule and the rain.
And
the
the rain,
rain has
yeah.
really done us dirty this year. So last week we had three matches. This week we have 5 matches and 1 tournament.
Wow.
So it's getting wild now for tennis, and our match against Fargo South last week was a real close one.
Yeah, it was a 5-4 loss. That's too
Yeah,
bad.
it was excellent tennis. We were in a situation where we had rain delay. It had already been rescheduled, and we weren't sure when we were going to play. And the only time we could get courts was at 7 p.m.
Oh, man.
So we didn't get up there until 7 p.m. The girls really battled. We were missing our number 2, Carmen Burvey, and Gina Kwame had just come back from National DECA, I believe. And so we had not our typical roster like we were used to, but the girls still played very, very well and valiantly. And
Yeah.
the match was competitive. I was on Julia Seibold's court, my senior, and she just really came down to her match and another. And man, some of the best tennis I've seen her play, you know. So We took home some wins, but we had to default Gina's match. She had gotten super ill on her trip, and like a real trooper, she came right back, virtually jumped off the plane onto court, and she wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we had to default
That's
her
tough.
match, and with our number 2 Burvey out, she had a concert that night, and could obviously academics first. So it ended up, probably a couple of critical pieces that we were missing, and we
Yeah.
ended up falling. So not to make excuses, South was had good competitors with them, but we know in our hearts that had we had a full roster, we'd probably been sitting a little different.
Yep.
Following that, this week we've played some tough teams. I believe we played Shanley.
Yep.
And then tomorrow we play Davies and, Grand Forks
You had
Central.
Central in there
It was
too, yeah.
Central.
Yep.
And Central's number 1 is just a monster.
Yeah.
Great tennis player. I believe a senior. And I think Brenna really did a great job against her. Just a really hard battle. Ava ended up losing in the 3rd set yesterday, but she absolutely worked her girl. There was a little bit of heckling towards the end of the match that I think might have got under my 8th grader's skin a little bit, that she's not used to. On the ice, I don't think it affects her at all, but on the tennis court, it's so quiet, it's easy to hear, and it's hard to block out at times.
Right. Is there a lot of that in EDC?
Yeah.
More than
Yes.
it should be.
More. It's just not. It's not the same as other sports, and I think because it's not expected when it does happen, it tends to throw players a little
Oh,
bit for a
I'm sure
loop.
it does.
But we've seen it a lot more
I
in the
thought
last
that was
few.
a tennis etiquette
That
thing,
is.
but
In the last few years, though, we've really seen the environment of tennis change.
Really?
And we are it's not that we want to encourage people to cheer and be involved, and
Right.
and heckling is a little part of sports, but it is it's different because it's a gentleman and a ladies sport. So
Correct.
So it's one of those things where I had to go stand by the fence and give them the look.
yeah.
Call it what you want. I
Yep.
gave it the mom look.
Yeah.
And they stopped, but I don't think I caught it in time. So
Oh, that's
there
too
was
bad.
that. And you know what? The Central team wasn't doing anything harsh by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay.
They just made sure that they were very loud when their player did a good job, and there's nothing wrong with that at
Right.
all.
Right.
It just took some adjusting.
There was
for my young
nothing
player.
mean. There was nothing
No,
like that. It
no,
was
it's just very intentional.
very okay. I got you.
And like I said, the older players tend to shrug that off. The younger players, it takes time to adjust.
Yep. Yep.
But I think Ava's a tough kid. I think she's mentally tough. It just took her, and of course last night it got really calm and quiet, so then it really stuck out. So, Breland Lucina won her singles match last night, really battled, took it back in the 3rd set, so I was really proud of her hard work. 3 dubs, did a good job and clinched their match in the 3rd set. That was Gina Kwame and Julia Seibold. My team they're picking up wins left and right. We just can't collectively gather quite yet. So I'm hoping as we get to the end of the season where we have to show up for the play-in for EDC, that finally we'll all be here, we'll all be healthy, and we'll all be ready to go and show up when it's necessary.
Hopefully it all comes together when tournament time comes around.
Yep.
So you've had a busy time again with weather and everything else that's happened with you. And I see, like you said, you got the tournament going on here at the Fargo Elephant Park, and what else you got going on
Yep.
there? So that's all coming up Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, well, they're gonna be tested this week because even playing 2 matches in the week can be a little bit taxing with them playing singles and doubles. But now with the Tuesday, Thursday matches, and then Friday we're playing a 3-2 lineup, so they'll only play singles or doubles. But that's still 3 schools we're playing: Jamestown, Dickinson, Legacy, I think.
Yep,
And-
that's what it is.
Yeah, all day, only to turn around, and if you advance well enough in the tournament, you're looking at 5 matches in the tournament.
Wow.
So, I mean, their stamina is going to get tested. That's why we do it in the first place. But it's an opportunity to see who's going to play where, possibly, potentially play where in the EDC competition. And then I feel very good and very positive about how we will do in the play-in. I think the other schools are going to get a little bit complacent about us being at the bottom, but I don't think they should. Our matches with North and West Fargo and with South have been very close. And so I feel like if we end up facing off with any of those schools,
I was just going
we'll
to say
be all
that's
right.
probably who you're going to have, and,
Yep.
and that play-in match is like I think May 20th is
Yep.
what I see. Okay.
Yep. So the goal is to stay healthy. We've had illness. You can hear probably in my voice that
Yeah.
it's going around.
It is.
So the goal is to stay healthy, stay together, and just really focus now as we move forward. And I think the girls they're doing a great job. They're really coming together.
Yeah. So, like we just said, the tournaments start May 20th, so that's what 13 days away, or even less than that, 12 days away.
Right.
So less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is a fast, and I say this every season, but
Yeah.
tennis is a very fast and hard season.
Yeah.
The girls have done a really good job at staying tough and building their way through, but
You're healthy coming into the end of the season, though, right? I mean, you just haven't been able to have everybody together, and
yeah, well, it's just been like I said, just a combination of things. We just need a full roster and
Right.
everyone to be geared to go. And
yeah.
I think we got national archery coming up, but once that's passed, we are going to be set and ready.
then you'll be all right. huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck, and I hope everything goes well up in Fargo, and the girls do well, and
Thank you very
you
much.
get to play a lot.
Yes,
Play
we're
as
excited.
many matches as you can.
Oh yeah, and like
right.
I said, good ladies to work with. They're wonderful.
They're awesome. All right. Just before we do go, though, because this is our last spring show, the seniors that you have is Julia.
Julia Seibel, Gina Kwame, and Carmen Burvey from Fairmount.
Okay.
Wonderful kids. Have had the pleasure of working with them for a long time. Proud of them on the court, even more proud of them off the court, what they can do academically, what they've achieved in their other activities is just outstanding.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm
Good
really
kids.
proud to be their coach.
Good
Very proud to
kids.
be their
Very
coach.
well said.
Yeah.
All right. That's Amanda Lundsetter, girls Huskies tennis coach, and wish you the best of luck the rest of the season, Coach. And thanks again for coming in early tonight.
Absolutely.
All right. That's Amanda Lundsetter. We'll be right back with Eric Erlandson, Cowboys and Cowgirls track coach. We'll be right back.
In this place, we see potential like nowhere else. Here, vision is boundless. That's why we never settle. We look for the moments when everything becomes possible. The moments that inspire us to make every day better. In this place, there's no such thing as good. There's only great. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
The folks at Tyler Farm Supply understand that farming is hard work, and that's why they only offer durable and reliable short-line farm equipment that you can depend on. Whether you're a small-scale farmer or manage a large operation, they have the tools that you need to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Plus, with their competitive pricing and financing options, Tyler Farm Supply makes it easy for you to get the equipment you need without breaking the bank. Give them a call today, 701-642-8827.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
Smith Motors in Wahpeton, we make sure that when you need a vehicle, we'll find the perfect one that matches your lifestyle and budget. Like the eye-catching Chevy Equinox, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hard-working GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive buying experience. From low-pressure sales to high-quality service, our customers always come first. Find your new Chevrolet or GMC today at Smith Motors. Small-town friendly, big-town deals.
Yield Advantage is proud to support our local Twin Town teams. They'd like to remind farmers that the Yield Advantage team is ready to help you get the W next planting season. They can help get your equipment in game shape with upgrades large and small. Yield Advantage is your local precision planting premier dealer. From row cleaners to closing wheels, seed meters to liquid fertilizer systems, and everything in between. If you want to give yourself a competitive edge next season, contact Yield Advantage today.
A local insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance Miller & Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance Miller & Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance Miller Associates.
Everybody to the Giants Coaches Show presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28, our own cable channel dedicated to Three Borders Sports Network when we go live.
You didn't even let me give you a signal.
No, because last time you didn't and you gave me heck.
I hadn't pushed the button yet. You should be able to see me push the button.
Oh.
So
that's what I got to
It's
watch
okay. It's only off for a second, but again, we can blame you. So it's okay.
We can't blame Ralph on that one either.
Well, I mean, not yet. He's not here yet. So
Okay.
but when he gets here, we'll make him sweat a little bit. It's a little different for him. He'll have to wait behind someone else. He's not used to that.
No, he's not.
So we'll let him wait a little bit. We'll see how he likes it. So.
Well, we shook up the schedule, as you can tell here. Amanda Lundsetter came in first. She led us off here, and now we brought in Eric Erlinson. He came in a little early, too, and we're running a little bit behind because I goofed. I forgot something at home that is very critical to the production, so I had to run home and get it at the last minute. But we're on the air, and we're going, and I just want to say, Eric, before we get going, stay tuned, everybody. We got a special guest later on here, probably in the 8:30 half hour, somewhere in there. We'll have athletic. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
No, you can say it. Activities director. Activities director.
And that's Mike McCall, and he will be resigning here at the end of the year. And we'll talk to him a little bit about his career and see what's gone on at Wahpeton High School and some of his accomplishments and.
Yeah,
some of his dreams.
I've gotten to know Mike in the last couple of years, with our wrestling co-op.
Oh, that's right.
I tell you what, he's been nothing but great to us.
Awesome.
He's been awesome to work with, and we're definitely going to miss him. Miss his leadership there.
I'll pass along the comment there when we bring him on. So he'll be on at 8 in that 8:30 time frame. So
it's an awesome job.
Yep.
Depends on how much we can cut Ralph off.
Yeah, it depends on that.
We can get back on time.
It might be close to midnight.
It might be.
I tell you, I'm sitting here, and I feel like I'm back in the Suburban listening to Joel Herder and Brad Lindbergh, how they bicker back and forth when we go to football games. You guys are you're the new Joel Herder and Brad Lindbergh now.
There you go.
I guess that makes us famous, I guess.
That's pretty famous, I tell you. There were some interesting stories.
There we go. I like it.
Yeah. That is good.
Joe would tell me, you're the fountain of misinformation, he'd tell him.
Yeah, so. there's some ball games, especially baseball games, where it gets a little slow, and we'll go back and forth on different topics.
Yeah.
We talk about some things that may be a little sketch, but it's okay. So hopefully it's entertaining. I don't know. We got to fill somehow. So
nobody's complained to us.
Not yet. So we'll keep it going.
We'll keep the fun and entertainment going.
Yeah.
So, all right, Eric Erlinson, let's get to it. He is actually the boys' head track coach in Breckenridge. He's going to cover for Michael McCall tonight and kind of maybe try to cover a little bit of both, but we can certainly talk about the boys first, Mike.
We'll talk about. I'll actually kind of go through them both. They have the.
All right.
We had our true team tournament. The true team meet was last night.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody's familiar with the true team. I really like the layout because everybody scores.
Okay.
Your first place gets so many points, and your last place gets points, and so it really. In a regular track meet.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too, because we did really pretty well. But in a regular track meet, if you have a couple of really top placers, they can dominate the scoring because your 7th and 8th doesn't score any points.
Right.
Where now, we get some 7th and 8th placers scoring considerable amount of points.
Yeah.
when you're looking at about 20 some athletes.
So
in
does
an event.
20 score some points?
So here's how I'm just looking at a couple things. Like for example, Bailey Evans got third in the 100. Now this is in our section. That was a really fast heat.
Yeah.
And he got third, and he got 28 points for our team.
I see.
So and as you go, and then so that the person who got fourth place would get 27 points.
Okay.
And then every time you go
1
down,
point
so
down. Okay.
it gets really interesting. Even the kids towards the back, you beat everybody.
Yeah.
You move up, you gain more points.
I like that.
It is a really awesome. It's a really awesome.
And you held that over here.
No, that was not here.
Where was it
That's
at?
tomorrow night. We got the Anderson Schulers.
All right, I knew there was one here coming.
Anderson Schulers, but it was in Pelican Rapids.
Oh, okay. How many teams?
There was 14 teams.
Okay. Ballpark.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like
So-
that format.
Yeah,
I really do.
it's really a fun format,
Yeah.
and it really tests the depth of your team.
Because that poor guy or gal, if you will, oh, geez, I never get to place in the top 6 or
Right,
top 5, but I'm a consistent 12, 13. and
yep.
Now my points mean something.
It means a lot.
That's
you
cool.
know, so if you get, you think about that, like a third and a fourth is all of a sudden a lot better than a first, one
Yeah.
first and nobody else placing.
Right.
So it's really a neat format.
That's
and
very
it's
cool.
kind of unique. It's put on by the Minnesota Track Coaches Association. So it's
Okay.
not through the Minnesota State High School League. It's through
Oh.
the Track Coaches Association. So Minnesota does that kind of special and unique. So
That's cool.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep. So, yeah, it's really a neat format. So, we went there, and I have the stats right here on the official stats note here. So, last year
On your iPad.
This is my iPad. My eyes are looking at. Last year, the boys scored 356 points as a team, and this year we scored 509 points.
Wow.
So it just shows our senior leadership how they've done well. And the girls scored 241 points, and this year they scored 326 points.
So they were up too.
They went up too. So
That's awesome.
we both went up. So as a team, the kids are improving, and it just shows the depth of the team is getting better.
That's a good measuring stick.
Yeah, although
I like
a lot of our depth is in our seniors, so that's not we'll have to replace them. It'll be tough ones to replace. We'll talk more about them later. But
Yep.
I don't know, just some highlights.
Yeah,
like
go
I
ahead.
said, Bailey took third in the 100.
Okay.
Again, that scored us 28 points right there. And then Isaiah Hill was the other one that ran our 100. You could only have 2 people in an event.
Oh, okay.
So you get to pick where you want to put them. And some people you have to pick, like, are you going to put your fast ones in the relays? Because I'll talk about that in a second. The
sure.
relays, you get almost double the points.
Oh.
So, but you have to split it among 4 people. But anyway, so Isaiah, he got 21st. For the girls, Brenna Ruddy, she got 10th overall, scored 21 points, and then Maggie Kath was the other one that ran. And again, she scored points for the team. So
Okay.
just going out there and doing her best, she scored 3 points for the team. So just awesome that she was out there doing that. Bailey, I just kind of stay on Bailey. He went to the 200. He got 7th in the 200. So Bailey's really turned into one of the guys pushing him in the
Right.
sprints here in our
Right.
league.
That's good.
And I suppose I could almost stay on Bailey too a little bit more as he also threw the shot.
I was just going to say,
Yep.
didn't he do some
And he
throwing
scored,
too?
I think, 4th. Let me double check. I think he scored 4th. I don't want to misspeak here. Shot put.
Yeah, he's just started the
He
shot
just
put
started
on
that.
on a whim, wasn't it?
Discus. And, yes, he got 4th. He got 4th in the shot put, scored 27 points there. So,
Wow.
Now he he's been practicing the discus. He's going to do the discus tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
So he's going to be doing first time in a meet. But
Yeah.
coach says he's ready to try it.
All right.
So he's going to be doing the 100 and the 4x1, the shot put, and the discus.
I'll be.
That's quite a combination.
It is.
He's going to go play football.
Yep.
But he could be a decathlete. I mean,
He's
he
at St.
could.
John's, isn't he?
He's going to St. John's. I mean, he really has the talent all around. So
Yep.
he has.
And not very often you see a thrower in the sprints.
And actually, he's a sprinter in the throws.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's
another
true.
way to look at it because
Yeah.
he started the sprints and then all of a sudden he happened to be walking by the
Yep.
shot pit and
Yep.
threw it, cup, and then the coach is like, "Hey, that was pretty good." And then now he's one of our top throwers. So it's kind of fun to see that. So
Good for him.
yeah. So Bailey's doing awesome that way. So
Yep.
just some other highlights.
Yep, go
We
ahead.
had the kids stepping up. Like Joey Lopez here a few weeks ago. Joey, we need somebody to run the 300 hurdles. So he takes it on, and he's embraced it. And he's doing really well. He got 13th overall on that. So at 14 teams are like 28 kids, so they're right in the middle. And he's only been doing it for a couple weeks.
That's pretty good.
So he's got a lot of potential there. So Joey, he's scored points for us there.
He's just a freshman, isn't he? Or is he?
He is a freshman.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's got a lot of.
Yeah.
He's looking up to. I think there's a hurdler over in Wapton that he knows that can help him out too.
Sure.
I forget his name now.
It's.
I can't remember.
Isn't Trayton doing it?
No, it's J.D. Gomez.
J.D. Gomez.
That's right.
J.D. Gomez. That's who it is. Yep.
I thought
And
Trayton
so
was doing them.
I think I can see him kind of following in J.D.'s steps there.
Cool.
For our distance, Ethan Lorenzen, again, he scored. He's one that, again, he's one of those kids where he's not quite able to break the top 8 or top 6. So get points, but now he's the 13th, and now he's scoring 18 points for us.
See?
So every time he's been doing this, and now it pays off in this kind of meet. So Ethan has done an awesome job for us. So let's just stay in the boys' vein, I guess.
Okay.
Troy Burnt, we put him through the workload. So it's he ran the mile and 2 mile for us, and he did pole vault. And the mile he got 15th, 16 points. Then in the 2 mile, he got 9th, 22 points. And then he goes over to the pole vault. And how did he do in that? I think he got 11th. Troy, 12th.
12.
19 points there. So again, it's those average kids all of a sudden those points start to add up.
That's such a great thing.
It is. I just love it.
I'm sorry, but it is just one of the best things I've ever.
Yeah. And
That's
so
awesome.
it is a fun meet.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I better go quickly here. I see somebody sitting waiting over there, so I'll go as quick as I can.
wait.
Who else for us? Our field events did really well. Brian Martinez, and again I mentioned Bailey in the shot, but Brian got second actually overall, and that's pretty good for the section. That's really good. And then Bailey Evans. Fourth. And we had another sprinter turned shot put for the girls there. I'm just going to say that is Parker Yagi tried shot put. She got the top throw for the Breck. And then Elsie Loretzen also right up there with shot put, so for the girls. So
Parker spreading her wings too.
She was. She gave it a shot. So yeah, that was kind of the highlights. And I'll talk about the seniors in a second too.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of relays too. I do have to say
talk about the relays.
I do have to talk about the relays quick because the girls relay, they took first in the 4x1.
Nice.
They took first in the 4x2, and it came to the 4x4. And here's some girls that have been running the 4x1, 4x2 a lot, and they went out and they battled and they got fourth in the 4x4.
Wow.
We were hoping a first, but. So in the 4x1, the girls had Parker Yagi and Haley Hansen, Brenna Ruddy, and then Emily Gowan anchored.
Okay.
So in their 4x2, we had Parker and Haley again. And then Chastity Hansen, Haley's sister, was in the 4x2, and then Emily anchored that. And the 4x4 was Mariah, Coltis, Haley, Chastity, and Emily.
Okay.
So those 3 girls, I mean, that's pretty good. And when you're taking a look at some of the best in the section, so
that's pretty good.
Yep. And we put together, we've never had a 4x8 boys team. Oh, I got to mention the girls 4x8 team. They scored 14th, and they scored 16 points for the team. And that was Joy Watson, Haley Bruce, London Hoffert, and Tessa Snyder. So they kind of a young group coming together. But again, this young group was able to score points.
Not a very popular event either.
No, 4x8 it's right away.
Yep.
In Minnesota it's right away, and then it's a tough race. But it's kind of I enjoy that race. But and the boys, we had a 4x100. It was Isaiah Hill, Ethan Jant, Tucker Schockert, senior, and then Bailey Evans and anchored it. And I tell you what, I don't know, I didn't take a split, but I swear Bailey passed like 2 people in 100 meter, and he was flying. He just really had a good race there. So
good for him.
In the 4x2, we took 7th, or the 4x1 took 3rd overall. The 4x2 we took 7th. It was David Erlinson, Ethan Jant, Tucker Schockert, and then Isaiah Hill filled in there. And our 4x4 team, which we're really just kind of putting this together, was David, Henry Sledadall, Ethan Jant again, and Tucker Schockert. So I don't think Tucker said, I don't think I've ever run a 400. And I said, well, good luck. It's going to go. I said, run fast there and just keep running fast.
Yeah.
It's like, no. So of like my mom said, like, let's run a little faster around the corner there, and you'll win that one.
Yep.
So, no, we did. It was a really fun race and fun meet, and we did really well. So
awesome. All right, how about the seniors? Let's talk about the
seniors. I can't say enough great things about our seniors, and I didn't even mention Jacob Kunkel. I got to back up because Jacob tied for first in the high jump, and then in the long jump, he was up in the top. Also, I got to give him some props here. He's been an anchor in the high jump for us, and the one he missed in the high jump, he took 6th in the long jump also. So the one he missed in the high jump, he was over the bar, and I think he just caught a wrist or hand, and he almost thought like the wind blew it off because it was a little windy. But I mean, he has good height right now, so
good.
He's peaking at the right time.
Coming along, yeah.
He's peaking at the right time, and so we really are going to miss him and Bailey, obviously. Ethan Loretzen, again, the name I've been bringing up. He's always been that consistent guy for us.
Yeah.
The Martinez boys, Brian has been earning points and Alan in our discus and our shot put. And then Tucker Shockert, our first year out, we're going to miss. He's really filled in our relays and just been a solid contributor all around. Really enjoyed having him on the team. So
absolutely.
Those boys, we're going to really miss them. I mean, that's a lot of points leaving our team next year. So some guys will have to really step up and take over there. So,
how about the girls?
The girls, I have Haley Hansen. She's obviously going to be really missed. She's been a part of this. The relays for how many years? It's I keep thinking how many years is she going to be there? I'm sure everybody else is thinking that around this too. But Haley Bruce has been our distance runner. Joy Watson has been just a part of the program for a number of years here, and Joy she's actually going to run a half marathon coming up here.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she's going to, I think it's coming up pretty quick here.
That's about a half a marathon more than I do.
That's about half more than I do. So then Brenna Ruddy came out this year.
Oh, yeah.
As seniors really contributed. Again, she was part of that 4x1 that took first, and then Ashlyn Hare she's been doing shot put and discus and stuff. And she's been improving this year. So it's fun to even see him as a senior improving and getting better.
That's awesome. All right, and then tomorrow we've got a track meet here in town, right?
Yep.
We're playing it. We're doing it over in Wapton.
Right over in Wapton. Yep.
Okay.
So.
What time?
Well, I think
throwing.
I think the field events start at 4.
Okay.
And they're running at 4:30. So hopefully I'm not wrong on that. And I'd like to thank a couple people too.
Go ahead.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
So we got our booster club, and I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't thank them because since we got it, it's been raining all the time. So they got us this shelter, a tent. They got it, and we just got it set up right before the Wapton meet. You remember the Wapton meet? It rained all that? Yeah. So we got it set up at that one, and it rained.
Seeing it now.
And then we didn't take it along previous meet. I think it was, the previous meet, and it got really cold. We should have taken it along. But it wasn't supposed to rain. It was really nice when it left. So we took it along again to Pelican yesterday, and it rained on us. So I don't know. We might leave the tent at home, but we really appreciate having it.
I bet.
But we don't want it to rain again. So we've had a couple of gals that have taken pictures for our kids. Christy Hare and Sue Gowan have been there, just taking pictures. And then Kim Jant has been showing up out of her own money. She just buys treats and brings them snacks for kids on the bus and stuff. So it's really nice.
That's pretty cool.
We've had a lot of people contributing to the program, and I appreciate it. I'm sure I'm going to miss somebody.
Yep. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. We appreciate it, and that's what makes the program go, is people, volunteers like that. So
absolutely.
Yep. So.
All right. Anything else there, Coach?
No, I appreciate you guys having us on.
No, I appreciate you coming in and covering both boys and girls. And good luck tomorrow. And hopefully the weather, I think it's supposed to be a pretty decent day tomorrow.
Well, I think so, but it was supposed to be nice yesterday, too.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, we got Jeff Ralph. I think we're going to finally get him on here. So he's off in the wings waiting. He's waving his hand at me, maybe not. But Jeff Ralph is scheduled up next. And again, Eric Erlandson, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cowboys and Cowgirls track coach.
Since 1941, Minn Kota Ag Products has been helping farmers with their agricultural needs. The farming industry has expanded at great lengths, and Minn Kota Ag Products is there to provide farmers with their entire chemical, fertilizer, seed, and grain elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. For market access at your fingertips and information essential to your farm operation, download the Minn Kota Ag Products app. Minn Kota Ag Products, proud to be a partner in your farm operation since 1941.
20 years of experience, Dr. Andrea at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is certified in pediatrics and pregnancy, seeing children of all ages daily. Start your pregnancy out right with a correcting postural adjustment to help with daily activities and also give you a better night's sleep. Continued chiropractic care throughout your pregnancy can potentially help for an easier labor and delivery of your new little one. Call Hornstein Family Chiropractic today at 701-672-1300 for an appointment, or request an appointment online at hornsteinfamilychiropractic.com. Dr. Andrea Hornstein, helping your family grow up healthy.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family. To provide options beyond the expected. To help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
I'm Katie.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the high five, but we're just going to go, I guess. So
I'm not
back.
going to give you anything.
No.
I just would like things to go well after this guy is here. I just have a feeling that something's going to happen once he's been here.
Well, we struggled 5 minutes late when we started, but that was my fault.
It was his fault. So
we're not.
But
I tried to blame you.
No,
It's never his fault.
No, it's never.
It wasn't this time, but we tried to blame you, but because I didn't want to blame Amanda. She was first, so
yeah,
sure.
We can leave it on you.
But it was my fault.
But let him know though, he only has like 2 minutes, and he's got that big piece of paper there that he's going to try and go through.
I have none tonight. I didn't have time to research myself. So.
Andrew, we're sorry.
I took a picture back there and sent
here
it
we
to my
go.
mom.
Here we go.
And she wants to know, why is a grown man wearing orange slides?
Right? You can't get that on a camera shot.
You can't be cool like me. I mean, it's okay. My daughter says the same thing, but I'm just telling you, if you want to be cool, get yourself some orange
Well, I'm
slides.
not wearing Skechers, but dang near.
Well, these are.
I did. I bought these yesterday.
These are Jordans, so they can be any color you want them to be. So how about that?
Good Lord.
I don't know. Let's go. We're behind
All right,
already.
we're
Let's
going.
go. Let's go.
All right,
Let's
Andrew's
go.
waiting in the wings already.
Yep.
All right, we're joined now by head coach of the Huskies golf squad, and that is none other than Jeff Ralph. And Jeff, thanks for joining us again. I appreciate it.
Yep, thanks for having me. It's great to be able to talk about our kids.
Yep, and we sure appreciate you coming in. I know you had a meeting earlier, so you shuffled up the schedule and made it work here, and I'm glad you could make it in.
Yep, thanks.
All right, Jeff, what's been going on with the Huskies boys golf squad?
Well, we've had actually 4 rounds since last time we played at Detroit Country Club. I really don't know why we play at 1 o'clock there, but so we did some short game work here at Bodie Sioux before we left. Went and had breakfast at the Cornfield Cafe and played.
Oh yeah.
And about the time we would have been done if we started at 9, that's when it started raining, about 2:30. So I mean, kind of a tough day, but I thought our scores were really okay. We shot a 359. We had Bjorn with a 90, Bjorn Kubla.
Yep.
Brendan Ritter had an 89, Jordan Jensen at 86. The kid had no rain gear at all, walking around in our white team shirt and a pair of shorts, soaking wet.
Oh, my.
Shot at 86. I think there's some good things ahead for this boy.
Yep.
Just got to, make sure he's prepared. Michael Peterson really played well early in the day, and then, I think the weather kind of affected him, end up with an 88, but I thought a good score there for him. Aiden Bowen, 92. Solid for Aiden, I think.
Grayson Cassidy had a 96. Wyatt Staff, 94. Wyatt doesn't hit the ball a long ways like some of the other guys, but he's been pretty solid for us playing
Straight
well.
down the pipe then, usually.
Yep, usually getting her in the fairway.
Yep.
It's just that longer iron in, I think he's having a little trouble. And then we had Garnett Anderson with a 105, and Grayson and Garnett played as extra players. So a 359, which I thought was respectable. I think we shot 378 or something there last year. So I thought it was better, and I think we maybe could have played even a little bit better.
Yeah.
Maybe if the rain would have held off, and everybody played in the rain, so it wasn't like it was
Nobody
just
had an
raining on
advantage.
us.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but it was just it was a matter of fighting through that. It was the first individual qualifier. Unfortunately, we didn't get anybody qualified, but we thought it was a good opportunity, and it just kind of fell through for us. But that was last Tuesday. Then Friday, Saturday, we're at Edgewood, the Fargo North Invite. Really kind of two forgettable rounds really for us. We just didn't play really well. On Friday again, Jordan Jensen come through with an 89 for us. Brennan Ritter 92, and then I don't know if the other boys want me to say their scores.
Oh,
They just didn't play well.
Wheels come off a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, I think. But I think they learned something about golf. And again, that day the scores were high. The wind was howling again on Friday.
I was going to say, wasn't the wind blowing the beat heck on Friday?
It was howling again, and it was a day of rain pants and a winter coat and a stocking cap on all day, and so it is what it is. We just didn't play well.
Yeah.
But then I really liked. We bounced back the next day, shot about 10 shots better.
Good.
We had Bjorn Kubla with the 84, Brendan Ritter with the 89, Isaiah Brushert came in the lineup for Michael Peterson, who was gone on Saturday, shot a 94. So, I thought we had some decent scores there, bouncing back because conditions were tough and we didn't play real great on Friday. So, kind of one of those things. But really a tune-up kind of like thing for state where you're playing 2 days in a row. And, if we're going to have an individual qualify, if we're going to sneak in as a team, we're going to have to play back-to-back days. So, and then Tuesday we're at Rose Creek. The wind howled 35 miles an hour again. Typically, the medalist at Rose Creek would be anywhere from 69 to 71, 72.
Yeah.
It was 76 or 77, I think. So scores are 8, 10 shots higher.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Our scores are 8, 10 shots higher, too.
Sure.
Wyatt Stav was his birthday.
Rose Creek, you said?
Rose Creek, yep. And we actually, that had planned to be individual qualifier number 2. And then at 8:30 that morning, we just said, nope, we're not doing this.
So is that an EDC coach's decision then to say that? Hey, that's just...
We picked them ahead of time.
Yep.
But if we shut it down before we start, then we can move it. And we did move it to Boise Sioux here on Monday, so hopefully that'll be an advantage for us. But we just didn't... it was just a tough day all around.
Just a tough day.
Talking to the kids about... I'm putting and my ball's wiggling and
that's
just stuff like that where it was really a tough day. And I think, I hope that makes us better, as we progress through the season. Tomorrow we head to Perham, a fun golf course and kind of a different style where we're up and down a little bit, kind of like Edgewood. So, I think that bodes well for us. But I also think, the weather's looking pretty good tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was today. We had a good practice yesterday, I thought. Worked on a lot of short game things. Good practice today. We went out and played. And, it's just a matter of getting our drive in the fairway and giving ourselves a chance to make pars. I think sometimes we get caught up in thinking, I got to make a birdie here. And well, if you have 3 bogeys and 3 pars, how about we just make another par? And I think our mindset kind of has to be that instead of trying to get a shot back. When maybe that's not really in the cards for us. So, if you can shoot 10 pars and get 8 bogeys, you're going to shoot an 80. That's a pretty good score. And I think that's where we got to kind of refocus our game is trying to shoot that 80.
So can you, as a coach, are you comfortable telling the boys that too? I mean, obviously we just said it in public here on TV, but
they have heard that repeatedly
speech a few times.
That we need to limit our mistakes and try to cut the round in half, make 9 pars and 9 bogeys, you're going to have a nice score.
Yeah.
And they're certainly capable. But I think sometimes we maybe overestimate our ability. Like today where a couple boys are, 210 yards out on number 9. Do you go for it or you lay up? Well, if you go for it and you don't make it, you're going to make a double.
Yeah.
So, I would prefer we knocked it down the hill and had an 80-yard wedge shot in. And then, if you make that 15-foot birdie putt, you got a birdie. And if you miss it, you tap in your par and you hit the road and have a par. And I think that's some of that strategy stuff that we've talked about that we just got to get better at.
Yep.
So.
All right. So what'd you say now? You got tomorrow at Perham.
Right.
And
Perham tomorrow.
Is that all EDC teams?
Yep.
then?
Yep.
So
that's an EDC tournament. Yep. West Fargo's hosting it out there.
And then Tuesday you're here at Boydie Sioux.
Monday we're here at
Monday
Boydie Sioux. Monday morning, 9 o'clock. Individual qualifier, a chance for kids to make it as an individual to state. So I really hope we can get somebody qualified. We played well at Kings Walk, so when we go back there, it'll be another chance. And we were right within striking distance of making it as a team. So that makes us feel pretty good.
You did pretty good up there.
We're right there. So it's just a matter of putting it all together and getting everybody.
Yeah.
And I think Jordan Jensen's going to be, he didn't play with us at Kings Walk. And, I think he presents another kid that can shoot a good score for us. So I like our kids. I like where we're at. We just got to shore up a couple things and a couple course management things.
Being this is our last spring show, Coach, do you have seniors?
We did have one senior.
Yeah.
Yep. Tim Welder played all 6 years of his high school career. This year had an injury and hasn't been able to get on the course, but he came out for the team, and right as the season got started, had a knee injury. And I think a combination of other things, wasn't necessarily in golf, but it's fun to see a kid grow. A kid that has a hard time hitting the balls. As a 7th grader, and now he's, would have been right there playing some JV for us, and a kid that was part of our program. So, hats off to Tim. You'll be graduating and moving on to college. So,
all right, BW, got anything there for Coach? You want to give him a hard time again before he goes?
No, I thought it was a pretty good interview. So sometimes I think he should be a basketball coach with some of the things that he says. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Some of the philosophy.
I mean, it's something to look at. I mean, he spends a lot of time coaching golf. I think maybe basketball might be something that he could look into. I don't know.
I might talk to somebody and see what they.
You probably should. The activities director, old activities director, will be here later. But maybe I'll put in a word for you.
Yeah. Thanks.
I will. Yeah, okay. All right.
Hello, Mom and Dad. Ralph up in the Minot area.
Hey, Mom.
So there you go. We're going to wrap it up. That's head coach Jeff Ralph with the Huskies boys golf squad. And we got Andrew Lundsetter, Huskies baseball coach, coming up next right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
With First Community Credit Union, and we're here with Dakota Dirt Coffee.
We chose First Community Credit Union because, first and foremost, they're right in our community of Milton, North Dakota, and the convenience of that and being able to know the people that we're dealing with, that's something that we can't get anywhere else. I would say FCCU could be best described as a full-service financial institution that's offered and available in a local community.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Comdell Innovation.
I think he's pushing buttons, so I think it's okay for me to talk now.
All right.
It's
I gotta
okay for
read
you
his
to talk.
mind.
I mean, it's
Welcome
not
back.
it's not that difficult.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show. It's presented to you by Giants and Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson. And we're joined now by head coach of the baseball squad from Wahpeton, the Huskies, Andrew Lundsetter. Andrew, Coach, thanks for joining.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you hanging on here. We're a couple of minutes behind, but I appreciate you coming in and hanging with us.
Wouldn't be anywhere else.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, Coach, you're coming in at 1 and 5, 1 and 6, 1 and 5, and 2 and 6 overall.
Yep.
And you had a tough game the other night. Let's see here. Where do we want to go back to? We had the was it at Shanley? Yeah, Shanley Deacons were in town.
Yep.
At John Randall.
On Monday. Yep.
So should we talk about that one first?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's talk about that. The Shanley Deacons, I think they were undefeated coming in there.
Correct. Yep.
And personal opinion, which I know everybody's got one, it could have been and should have been a close game there, but I think errors got the best of us. Now, I'm just being a fan, and I'm just being...
No, I think that's a very reasonable assessment.
Okay.
You know, we've been running into that a little bit. It's
you could have played that. You were playing with that team.
That's a very good squad. I think they were kind of pegged by everybody to be the preseason number one. You know, they were voted preseason number one last year too, and you know, they got beat out just at the end of the game in the state qualifier and didn't make the state tournament last year. So I mean, they're back and undefeated this year. They have top to bottom. You know, they're not just good athletes; they're baseball players.
Yep.
That's a really tough squad. But
and they got a guy going to Division I to play baseball at Nebraska.
Yeah, their shortstop. You know, they're probably one of the most well-rounded teams out there. But I think you hit it right on the head. We had opportunities to make plays and stay right in that game. And I think if you're, you know, maybe to the casual fan, you see the score and you think, you know, well, that wasn't really a close game. And in the end, it wasn't. But we had multiple opportunities to make plays and stay in the game. And you know, I think if you went back and you really looked into it, you would see that that game could have easily been 1-1 or maybe even 1-0 us. Late in that game.
I think Brian and I talked about that on the air, you know, that if we didn't have the mistakes that we had, that was a damn close game.
Yeah. And so, you know, you make one and you make another one and it kind of snowballs a little bit. And, you know, I thought probably the more disappointing thing there for me as a coach was not so much the first mistake, but then, you know, compounding the mistake by, you know, missing the play and then kind of, you know, picking up the ball and then not just hitting your cutoff. And, you know, we didn't do a very good job of limiting our mistakes there and at those times. You know, you kind of sometimes just got to pick up the ball, throw it ahead to the next base, you know, limit them from getting extra bases and those things. And, you know, we just didn't do a very good job of that.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, that's just something that we talked about a lot. We got to do those things better if we want to compete against those higher level teams. So,
and then just for those that didn't watch on Three Borders Sports Network, the game 2 was a non-counter, and it was scheduled 5-inning games, and in the bottom of the second, we got poured on.
Yeah. So that was, you know, the umps came over and they asked us, and I mean, to be completely honest, I think there was probably an opportunity for us to pick that back up, maybe 45 minutes later, but it was really the lightning where it was.
Yes,
like,
there was lightning too.
We knew we were going to have to wait for a significant period of time, and you know, they still got to drive back to Fargo, and you know, they had to play again.
And there was a band concert.
Yesterday, we had a band concert that night already, so we had a couple of kids that left, and you know, it was one of those situations where at that point you could kind of just
a lot of things going on there that I thought I saw lightning in the booth up there, and I thought, man, was that a flash or was it lightning? And then pretty soon somebody said, yeah, there was lightning.
Turned into a light show there for a while on Monday night.
Sure did. And then let's see, what do we got now? Friday we got Fargo South.
Yeah, we got Fargo South for 2 on Friday, and then Devils Lake for 2 on Saturday.
What time are the games Saturday, before I forget?
I think it's 1 and 3, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Is that what I've got on the schedule, Brian? I think
it's 1 and 3.
Okay.
And there's a South, I think, is a team that we can compete with.
I was going to say.
Devils Lake has really come on strong. We played them
What
last
is
year.
up with that?
We knew they were going to be pretty tough this
Yeah.
year. They had a lot of underclassmen. Talked to their coach. He was really pleased with where they were last year.
Yeah.
They played us tough last year. We obviously had a very good squad. They played us really tough. So I think maybe some people are surprised by that. I'm not totally shocked by that. I think they've got a really solid squad. So I think though those are still 2 teams that we can really compete with.
So Fargo South here on Friday.
Yep.
And then it's a doubleheader, 5 and 7.
Yep. Looking forward to a couple doubleheaders. We got some kids that haven't gotten enough action and opportunities, so we've had some of these reschedules and things, and played some single games, and there's limited innings to get guys chances to get on the field. So it'd be big for us to have 4 games coming up, and everybody's going to get a chance to
How's
get
your
out
pitching
there.
set up for the weekend with 4 games in 2 days?
It's not. Not having Braxton has really hurt.
Oh, jeepers! Yeah.
No Braxton Pauly has really made that difficult. He's a huge piece, a guy that we were looking at to be our our second starter this year behind Jaden.
Yep.
Feel really bad for that kid. The arm injury is it's always tough to deal with those things. And then in your senior season, I really feel for Braxton. But so without him, that makes it a little bit more difficult. But only the first game counts towards the conference standings.
Yep.
So. We only threw Jaden about 70 pitches, and we shut him down on Monday when that kind of got away from us a little bit. So we have him coming back on Friday.
That's what I figured you did.
And then we can go back to Cooper again on Saturday, and Cooper has pitched really well this year.
Yeah,
So to be honest, him and Jaden have both pitched extremely well. And I thought, going back to Monday night's games, if you were there, I thought every guy that came in, Aiden Hayek pitched really well for us. I thought Braden Steffens did a nice.
Jacob Fensky even did a nice
Jacob
job in game
Fensky
2.
started in the second game. We just didn't make plays behind them, and that hats off to those guys. That can be really frustrating as a pitcher. I thought they all handled it really well.
Yep.
Just kept making pitches and throwing outs. Like we said, we tell them, hey, keep throwing outs, and I think a lot of it right now is just a confidence issue. I think we have guys that. It's not that they're not capable of making plays. I just think right now we're not sure if we're going to make the play, and we kind of try to, change that mindset to, let's not sit back. Let's just try to go get the ball and let's go make a play. And sometimes you're going to make a mistake, but let's make a mistake really going after it.
Yep.
So.
I was going to look really quick at the schedule here, but I don't have that page on my phone. But you don't have that many home games left. You got 2 doubleheaders, Friday
We
and
actually
Saturday.
have 3 doubleheaders in a row now. So Friday, Saturday, and then we're back home again on Tuesday for West Fargo.
And that might be one of your last home games, isn't it?
Though that would be it then at home for us. And then we've got, because of reschedules, then we've got 2 conference games back-to-back on Thursday in Fargo next week.
Okay.
So we're going to Davies for a 4 o'clock start, and then from there we got to pick up and go to North and play
so
them
just
at
one
7.
game and then go to North.
Yeah, 1 game each, both conference counters.
Oh boy,
So,
that's next Thursday.
Yep, that's next Thursday, and then that will wrap up the regular season for us. So 5 conference games still to play here. Yeah,
so you can make a move.
Yeah, and so we've got 8 games in the next about 6 days or so once we start playing. So
keep the arms iced.
Yeah, we're gonna get after it, and we're gonna see what happens. Go out there and play, and kind of trying to get them to understand like
the bat gets a little easier to handle when it gets warmer too.
Yeah, absolutely. The weather's kind of finally gotten there where we've been on the field a little bit more, and at this point we really have nothing to lose. Let's just go out there and get after it and see what happens.
Yep.
And you got guys like Jaden and Cooper. You got a chance.
Yep.
So
let's talk about your seniors there, being this is our last spring show.
sure.
So we got Jaden and Cooper, Jaden King and Cooper.
I actually have 11 seniors this year.
Oh gosh, yeah. Can you do this off the top of your head?
I should be able to. Yeah, I should be able to. So we've got. We said Jaden and Cooper already. Nick Langenwalter's been doing a lot of catching for us. Skylar Blado has caught and played shortstop. We got Jacob Fensky has played third. He started on the mound the other night. Cade and Avery Mulmy
I was gonna say
have
the Mulmy
played
twins,
second
yeah.
base, and Avery played first base the other night. He did
Not
a nice
bad.
job.
Yeah,
did
not
a nice
bad.
job. We've had to try a couple people over there. He did a nice job
Yeah.
for us. McCade Pickin has also played first for us. He
Yeah.
started at first base at Cheyenne the other
Yeah.
day.
Okay, so you got 8.
Brady DeVries in the outfield, Ryan Kozowski in the outfield, and let's see, am I missing one, or is that it? I think that might be
That
everybody.
was 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that might be everybody. I
Okay.
don't think I missed anybody.
If you
I
think
hope-
of somebody when
I
you
hope
leave.
not, yeah.
When you think of somebody when you leave, text me and I'll make sure they get
Yeah,
the
I don't have.
shout out.
I guess it's kind of hard. I don't have the list in front
Yeah,
of
and
me.
I didn't prep you to do that.
No,
either,
that's
but,
okay.
But anyway, I guess you got anything, Brian? We're good to go.
No, we're good. I'm impressed that he was able to do the seniors off
yeah, I
top of
was
his
too,
head. So, and I did not realize that there were 11. I really didn't. So, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It's a fun group of kids. They really enjoy the game. They enjoy being together every day, and we just keep working. We had a good practice today.
Yeah.
Hoping to have another really good practice tomorrow. We've had a few consecutive days on our field, and we should be pretty comfortable going into
Good.
Friday and Saturday.
Awesome. Well,
And you know, we'll just see how it goes.
Three Border Sports will be there for all 4 games, so we'll be there.
All right, that sounds great.
All right, Andrew Lundsetter, head coach of the Huskies baseball squad, and appreciate you coming in, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And
Appreciate you
have a
having
good
me.
rest of the spring and good luck.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, who's next there? I think Larry Lash, the one and only Larry Lash, coming up next.
There we go.
We'll be right back.
All right.
Is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdelInnovation.com. Comdel Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987. Founded in 1972, Mindak Farmers Cooperative is owned by nearly 500 sugar beet growers and has a rich history of sweetening life in the Red River Valley. Join Mindak's team today. In addition to an excellent pay and benefits package, they are currently offering a $2,000 sign-on bonus for all full-time positions, which includes sugar loader, packager helper, extra gang, and yard person helper. Entry level starting at $19.78 per hour, plus a $3 per hour shift differential. Apply online at mdf.coop/careers or contact Zane 701-671-7777.
Last Tuesday. So we went Tuesday, then Friday, Saturday, and then Tuesday.
I'll try not to short everything out this time.
Oh, yeah, by spilling your water?
Yeah.
Nice move.
I know. I should have the cap on it, but it's okay. We're good
Welcome
now.
back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show, and it's presented to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. And welcome back, everybody. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson. And make sure you stay tuned, everybody. I should mention it again here. In the next half hour or so, we'll have Jake Dodge and Jack Heidemann on coming up here next. And then we'll also have Mike McCall at the end of the show. So Mike will come on and talk about his tenure as activities director. I keep wanting to say athletic director, but that's not
activities.
Right. It's
all-encompassing.
Activities director now. So we'll talk to Mike at the end of the show here. And don't forget, hey, we got our Comdel Innovation Play of the Week, too. B-Dub.
Yes. Hold on. Yes, we do.
Turn your own mic on.
It's going to be a double dip, as we'll say.
Really?
Well, sort of. I
You
guess
came up
it
with
is.
2.
Well, I mean, I didn't come up with 2. The person who has the play this week came up with 2.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. How about that?
How about that?
Yeah,
so
there we
got
go.
Kind of 2 plays in one.
That's right.
Wasn't there a commercial like that back in the old days?
I have no idea what he's talking about right now. What is that?
2 mints in one.
Double mint gum.
Double mint gum. There we go.
Double your pleasure,
There
double
we
your
go.
fun, double mint gum.
Wow.
See, we can talk trivia all the time.
All right. You are not the weakest link.
Larry Lass joins us. He's the Huskies boys and girls double duty head coach and for track. And Larry, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Thanks for
you
having
coming in. I know it's a late time, but I appreciate you coming in and spending some time with us. Let's go back. The track meet last Thursday, which we had on Three Borders Sports Network here, had a big track meet going on, and there was a lot of kids there, but kind of a rain-soaked day that day. But there were some good results for the Huskies.
Did it rain that day? I did.
A little bit, yeah.
You guys were high and dry up top. Thank you for covering that.
But it did rain into the booth, and then
did it really?
Yeah, Watson came up there and he saw water over the cameras, and he got all nervous. And
It was not dry up there.
No, it wasn't.
I'm just
I
gonna,
was dry.
I'm going to tell you right now, it was soaking wet up there.
Yeah, it was.
And I was surprised that we actually didn't short out. Just speaking of shorting out, I was surprised that we didn't. Everything was wet up there.
Right.
So,
Well, trying to find a silver lining in that, it wasn't windy that day. The rain was coming straight down. It wasn't
The
sideways.
rain came straight down. All right.
And I just had a few notes here on that
Okay, let's
one.
go.
So, like, the kids who ran more than the 100-meter dash, it benefited them.
Yeah.
Gracie Falk had a great race that day. She won the 1600, and then she came back and won the 800. Jada Fobb won the high jump in the 400. Trayton Malk won the 100. J.D. Gomez won the 300 hurdles. Leah DeVries won the 100 that day. Lucy Comstock ran the 2-mile and won that. So, yeah, we had some good performances on the track.
Any qualifiers out of that one? I don't think there was in that
No,
day.
I don't think anybody. It wasn't a very good qualifying day.
Yeah.
It wasn't good for the sprinters.
That's
They had
true.
to shut down the pole vault because of the moisture.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I saw it got shut down earlier. It seemed like it was done early.
Jackson DeVries, he got the outstanding male athlete there.
Good.
Dee Jensen goes through all the results, and she looked. And Jackson, he had won the 100 that day, took second in the 200 and fourth in the 400. And Scout Woods got the outstanding female. She won the shot put in the discus.
Sure.
So
awesome.
Those were the highlights from the O.J. Jensen Kiwanis meet.
And then some of your athletes traveled down south.
Yeah, we took a few kids down to the Howard Wood Relays in Sioux Falls, which is a big elite meet.
Yeah.
You have to apply to get in.
Yeah.
And they take the top athletes from North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, a few from Iowa, get into the track meet. And for the individual races, they don't do any class. It's all against all. You could have a Fargo Davies kid against a Hankinson kid.
Okay.
So Scout Woods went down there, and she ended up having a huge throw in the shot put on the first day. Ended up winning it.
That's
New
crazy,
school
isn't it?
record. I think it was 43 feet 5 inches.
I was going to say it was just over 43 feet.
Big,
if I
big
remember
throw,
right.
big
Yep.
throw. And then she came back the second day and she threw the discus. And she also set a new school record in that.
Wow.
So to have your back-to-back days with your best event is pretty big, especially on a big stage like that. And she placed third in the discus.
Wow. Do you know what the state record for the shot put is off the top of your head? I mean, she keeps breaking the school records.
I don't know what the state record is.
You know, Mike, off the top of your head? No. Okay.
No, I'll have to do a Google search on that
Yeah.
another time.
Yep.
Next show.
Yeah, next show.
But also down there, Jada Fobb ran a really nice 400-meter dash.
Okay.
And she was just off the podium. She placed 10th. She ran a 59.59.
Wow.
So, you know,
she broke the minute.
Yep, she broke the minute, and that was her goal for the end of the season. So
Yeah.
she did it now.
Yeah.
And then the other night, last night, we were at Jamestown in a relay split. She broke a minute again in the anchoring the relay. So
in the 4x4.
It's becoming more of like, let's expect to break 60, you know, and not just hope to break 60. So that's exciting.
Yep.
And J.D. Gomez, he earned his trip down there in the 300-meter hurdles. And he ran a season best time of 42.13 and qualified for state.
It was interesting that you said that, and I did not know that, or I didn't see that anywhere. But Eric Erlinson paid him credit earlier for helping out Joey Lopez. And working. So I mean, Eric Erlinson did do a nice compliment to JD.
Thank you.
So.
Well, JD knows everybody. He knows. I mean, he comes to practice, and I think he came to our track meet wearing a Breckenridge basketball shirt. He was wearing a West Fargo Cheyenne basketball shirt last night. And you see him at meets, and he's mingling with everybody around there. He's a politician.
Okay.
Nice guy. Like you said,
Yep.
he's helping people out.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah,
That's good
he's
stuff.
he's a good guy in the track team.
Yep, that's good stuff.
So yeah, and then the other kids that weekend who didn't go to Sioux Falls, we went down to the Packer Relays, and that was a big meet.
Okay.
And the two kids that found some success down there on the podium were Lucy Comstock. She ran her best time in a 3,200-meter run, dropped her time to 12:23. And then Claire Woods went to West Fargo and she took 8th in the discus.
Good for her.
Now the competition was really good down there. They were the only 2 that placed. But we had 28 other kids run like season best times at that track meet. So they just got caught up in the good competition. Noah Berge ran a good mile and 2 mile down there. Marcos Blasquez, our foreign exchange student from Spain, he ran the 200, 400, and he PR'd in both of his 400s mile relay split. Going down the list here, Braxton Mickelson. Oh, Landon Ralph, he's been doing really well in the long jump and triple jump. He had a big jump last night at Jamestown.
Good for him.
Yep. So he's not quite placing yet, but every meet he's getting a little bit better.
Yep.
And it's exciting. It's just, the kids have their goals and they're focusing on them. Gracie Falk had a nice meet at West Fargo.
Yeah.
And she had a good meet last night, too. We'll talk about the meet last night. Stacy Martinez, the freshman, and Gracie Norling, another freshman, and they're PRing in the 400s and 200s. So a lot of good things are happening.
Awesome. That is awesome. All right. So then last night?
Yeah, last night. So moving ahead here, we went to Jamestown. And it was nice. We saw Mandan, who we never normally see during the season. We don't see Jamestown very often.
No, I suppose not. No.
And then there was Valley City, and Horace was there. It was a 6-team meet. And at that meet, Jackson DeVries ran the 200-meter dash, and he qualified for state in that.
Good for him.
So that was good. And that was right after he won the 400. So he's a double winner. He won the 400 with a season best time, and then he qualified at 200. Jada ran the 400 and won that, and she won the high jump earlier.
Did she break a minute?
Not in the open, but in relay she did.
Okay.
But she ran to 200, and she said, "Oh, my legs are just tired." She goes, I'll just do what I can do." Well, she ended up winning it and qualifying for state.
Wow.
So that was exciting. She had a really good meet. She was a triple winner at that one. We had, let's see who else. Lucy Comstock won the 3,200 meter again.
Nice.
So Lucy's running this 2-mile run, and this time there was 6 girls all in a pack.
Oh, yeah?
And she was sitting in 4th, 5th place, and I kept trying to coax her. I said, you're not running as fast as you normally do. Get in front. Every time she'd pass somebody, 2 girls would pass her back. So it came down to kind of a mad dash for the last 200 meters, and there was kids they were lapping, and I think Lucy went from lane 1 to lane 3 to lane 1 back out to lane 5, and she was weaving and bopping, and
wow,
she out-sprinted everybody.
Got it.
She got it, yeah.
Well, good for her. That's a good race.
And even the kids who don't normally like, God, a 2-mile run, it takes so long. They were all up cheering for her.
I
So
bet.
it was fun.
Yeah.
It was good
for
atmosphere.
Good at yeah.
Scout again won the shot and disc. Gracie Falk took 2nd in the 800 and 3rd in the 1600. And then Noah Berge, who's going to go to Jamestown, he took 2nd in the 800 at that track meet and 3rd in a mile. So got to see his future coaches and his home track. So so that was kind of fun for him. And then let's see, Jackson or Trey Moak, he qualified for state in the hurdles.
Did he?
So JD qualified the previous weekend, and now Trayton qualified to 300 hurdles.
Gotcha.
So we got 2 boys in the 300-meter hurdles going to state.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, so
there.
then Trayton, he
That's
took
pretty cool.
2nd or 3rd in took a 2nd in the 200, 3rd in the 100, and 2nd in the long jump.
Wow.
So he had a good meet as well. So yeah, a lot of good things are happening. And then tomorrow we have.
Yeah, let's talk about tomorrow. What's going on?
Tomorrow, Breckenridge is hosting the Anderson Schuler Relays, and it's going to be at the Wahpeton track. And we were looking, I think there's 7 or 8 teams coming to us, so it won't be a huge meet. But Jack and I were just talking, the weather's supposed to be 70 degrees and not a lot of wind, so we might finally get our day.
Might finally come.
Get our day, yep. So the competition starts at 4 o'clock tomorrow, and should be a nice day, so people should come on out to the track, and they can bebop around and watch some track, then go watch some baseball. And
Yeah, Coach Erlinson thought field events started at 4 and running at 4:30. Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if those of you watching want to get over there, well, make sure you head over to Frank Burton.
Right.
Owen and D. Jensen track, I should say.
Yes.
At Frank Burton Field. Does that sound right?
Sounds right.
All right, thank you.
Seniors?
Any seniors you want to talk about?
The seniors on the team, well, we talked about Jada, and now I got to take a look here. You put me, Johnny, on the spot.
Yeah,
Sorry.
This is our last spring show, so I should have told you.
It is the last spring show.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, shoot.
Brian's supposed to have park board next week. So.
Okay, let me just take a quick look here at my PR list of the kids who have been doing well.
I know, you got a lot of them, so it's...
Yeah, there is. Jenna Seibold, Jenna had an injury last year, and she's finally getting PRs in the shot put on the discus after not being able to compete very much last year. So it's exciting for her to be out there and hit some of those PRs.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Leah DeVries is still, she's my first, she's a rookie senior.
Yeah.
And she is just she missed qualifying those hurdles by 1/10 of a second. Tomorrow, with a little bit of warmer temperatures and no wind, I
She's
think
qualified in 100.
in 100 she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, those guys are all doing well, and just happy for them.
All right. That's going to wrap it up. I think Jack is up next, Jack Heidemann. And then that's going to wrap it up for Larry. If you want to go over and see the Tracksters, they are at Owen D. Jensen Track and Field tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Larry Lash. Larry Lash. Thank you very much, Larry, and we'll see you next fall.
All right.
All right. Thanks, buddy. All right. We'll be right back with Jack Heidemann right after this.
What time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
Here at the Amanda Frederick State Farm Agency, we do our best to make insurance a little less insurance-y for you. Hi, this is Amanda, your local State Farm agent. You've probably seen our team out and about volunteering in the community, participating in local events, and just doing our all-around best to support and encourage a healthy, vibrant community. Stop into our office sometime and find out why we've been consistently voted best insurance agency in the Valley and why State Farm has been a trusted household name in insurance for 100 years. We hope to meet you soon.
At OSPTI, our focus is on each individual's therapy needs, whether it be for speech, occupational, or physical therapy services. I'm Becky, a physical therapist at OSPTI, and I love being able to provide that personal care to each person that we see with clinics in Breckenridge, Hankinson, and Fergus Falls. You don't have to travel very far from home. From infants to athletes to adults, you can request OSPTI to meet your therapy goals.
Any bank can tell you they have a rock-solid commitment to agriculture. Bell can prove it. To this day, every Bell Bank branch is partially built with rocks we've picked from our founder's farm. But our roots in ag have grown more than a few offices. They've shaped who we are and formed our entire approach to banking. Let us prove it to you as you grow your farm and prepare your legacy for the next generation. Bell Bank, committed to ag. In Wahpeton, talk to Rick Steckler.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. Brian Watson over there manning the controls and doing a fine job, I'm sure.
I'm doing the best that I can do.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I don't know.
Now that the dark cloud is gone, he was in the middle of the show. Everything's going smooth right now. So
all right, so the dark cloud is gone.
Yeah.
I.e. Jeff Ralph. And so anyway, he's gone, and we're now joined by Jack Heidemann, head coach of the Cowboys baseball squad.
That's right.
Thanks, Jack, for coming in again, and I appreciate you being here. And it's our final spring coaches show here. Next week, Brian's got a park board meeting, so we're going to wrap it up tonight. And we talked about it as you were coming over here to sit down, and we can kind of talk about the whole season as a whole so far. But you don't have any seniors.
No seniors for us.
So you don't have to go through that senior list.
No, we don't. Yeah, we do have, I will say, we do have two senior managers.
Okay, let's
Laney
talk about
Mamanga, Sidney Baumhart. They've been doing it for a couple of years now.
Okay.
And I mean, baseball is a numbers game, right? And they do all that stuff. We have Ave Diaz as well, but she's young still, so we'll give her highlight later. But so those are the two senior participants, I guess, we have. And managers are a very important part of the team. We keep all of our numbers. We look at those a lot, so they do a really good job.
All right. So there you go. There's your seniors that are helping out the Cowboys baseball squad. All right, Coach, let's talk. Let's go back to last Thursday. I think we had it on Three Borders Sports Network, and you took on an HOL opponent in Perham.
Yep.
And it started out pretty good. I mean, you guys were in pretty good shape with that one.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they're a really good team.
Yeah,
they're
they
a
are.
2A school. They're, I think, number 5 in the state. They're undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they're really good, and we knew that coming in. And so And against Perm, you can't make a lot of mistakes and hope to win. So the first game didn't go our way. You know, it wasn't great. And we were dealing with rain delay, 45 minutes in the middle. You know, I was really happy we got him in. They were talking about not playing him, and I was like, we are playing these games today. We have to get him in. We're not rescheduling. We're just doing it. And so conditions weren't great. Both teams played through it, though, and we got them both in. By the time that second game turned around, the sun came out. Field actually played pretty nice.
Crazy.
And so, yeah, first game was not great. That was a forgettable one. But the second game, I mean, we lost 3-0. Gabe Armitage pitched fantastic.
How about that?
Yeah, he only gave up 3 hits, and I think it was 300 runs maybe, or a couple hundred runs there. Too.
Yeah, there was.
So,
and we're all in the first inning.
Yeah, all in the first inning. We gave up 3 on a couple errors.
Yeah.
So not a great start, but after that, I mean, he didn't have a ton of strikeouts either, but he just was around the zone all night, kind of kept him off balance, hit his spots really well. Yeah, they only had 3 hits, and for an offense like that, you know, to only give up 3 hits, I mean, that's fantastic. So
what is he, a sophomore or junior?
Gabe's a sophomore, too.
Wow.
So that was really, really
That's a
great
bright
to
spot
see.
there, man.
Yeah, and he had pitched a couple weeks ago against Hawley in relief and had a really good performance there. So to see him follow that up against Perham with some consistency, and 2 pretty good teams. Hawley's a good team as well. So, I mean, he's pitched really well against some good offensive teams. So that's really good for him. And we needed another pitcher to kind of step up, and he's filled that role nicely.
Yeah, I was. Brian and I covered that game, and we were very, very impressed with how he pitched in that game. So glad to see it, and glad to see it for the Cowboys, obviously too. But for him as a pitcher himself, had to give him a little confidence there, I'm sure, to help him out.
For sure, and he's been working hard in practice, and Gabe's a really good kid. And so, you know, you can never have too much pitching, especially with doubleheaders and multiple doubleheaders a week. And so we've been riding Trey a lot, and Logan's kind of been filling that other spot. But Gabe was able to come in, and I mean, he just did such a good job that it's like, well, we got to kind of continue to ride you as well. So he's really stepped up for us.
All right. So then Perham was last Thursday. Then was it yesterday? Was it the last game? Then there was nothing in between there, right? It was Staples
we just played yesterday on Tuesday.
Okay, so Staples Motley at home at Cowboy Field, and a pretty good win for the Cowboys.
Yeah, that was a really exciting one for us. And Staples is another good team. I mean, they're a 2A school. I think they were 8-2 coming in as well, with a lot of big wins for them on the year. And so, I mean, we've played with most schools, though. So we knew we'd give ourselves a shot. And Logan Church started for us, and he threw a perfect game. Not literally a perfect game, but he threw amazing. I mean, he did such a good job. He only walked 1 batter, got just a ton of weak contact. He was mixing speeds really well with his curveball. So he just had him off balance all night. Him and Connor they were in sync all night. I mean, he worked quick, and he did a great job. And so he ended up throwing all 7 innings for us. I think he did it in like 82 pitches as well.
Really?
Which is, you know, hyper efficient, especially because we had a couple errors in there at the end of the game. So he did a fantastic job. But it was one of the fastest baseball games I've ever been a part of. It was 0-0 into the 6th inning, and then they had a little doink your head, little dying quail that kind of fell in front of our outfield, and then made a defensive mistake or 2, and so they plated 3 runs in the top half of the 6th, and then in the bottom of the 7th, they were up 3-0, and we put up 4 runs, and Gavin Hofford hit a walk-off single.
I knew it was a come from behind, but I didn't realize all 4.
Yeah, all 4 in the last inning, so we were quiet all night at the plate. Really, I mean, their pitchers did a good job as well, but just not great at bats for us, but turned it on when we needed to at the end, and that was, I mean, we really needed that win to kind of turn the tide, especially heading into Thursday, another doubleheader. So that was great to kind of get some momentum.
That's awesome, and I think I've asked you this before when you were talking about that Connor Ernst and Logan Church were in sync together. I think I asked you this before, and I think you said that yes, Connor does call most of the game.
Yeah, he calls the whole thing, and if I see something I want, I'll let them know. But otherwise, I just let those guys kind of learn the game, and we'll talk strategy a little bit and kind of what we see.
Connor's just a freshman,
and he is. Yep, he's a freshman, but he's done a really good job.
That's pretty cool.
It has been. It's been great.
And defensively, you played pretty well.
We did.
With the exception of that last.
Yeah, I mean, a couple mistakes, but I mean, that's going to happen, right? That's baseball.
Yeah.
And Logan only had, I think, 4 strikeouts, so most of the outs our defense had to earn as well. And we got Jackson Lopez has been called up and playing a little bit for us, and he was at third base, and even he made an unbelievable play, backhand, way deep in the hole. Threw the guy all across the diamond. So we had a lot of really good plays out of our defense as well. I mean, our outfield did a really good job yesterday because it was pretty windy yesterday as well. So, I mean, yesterday it was almost all good things. There was a lot of great things that happened. So you could kind of see, you know, the progression that we've been making through the year, which is awesome because, I mean, we're halfway through our spring schedule. So we got the back half kind of our year here. And it actually kind of takes a turn a little bit some more winnable games for us, which is good. So hopefully we can kind of continue to play well, and then head into playoffs. We'll be hopefully playing our best baseball.
You mentioned Jackson Lopez, and I want to go back and visit that a little bit because we saw him in game 2, I think, against Perham.
Yep.
And I was impressed with his arm. And you talked about, he made some unbelievable plays, and I personally thought the same thing. I think he even commented on it during the game that he had a pretty good cannon over there at third base in that hot spot.
Yeah, he does, and I mean that's another freshman that is seeing some time for us. But Jackson's a really good athlete. I mean, he's got pretty good infield fundamentals, pretty good feet, and he's got a great arm. So it fits him well at third base because he can play back a little bit, kind of open up there's some more range for him, catching the backhand, but also getting those balls to your left. That, I mean, if the shortstop fields him right, it's too deep in the hole, they can't get him out at first. So he made another pretty good play yesterday, kind of going to his left and cutting that off and gunning the guy out there. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's done a good job. It's been good to see him over there for us.
Awesome. All right, so what's coming up for the Cowboys?
So we got a doubleheader tomorrow at DGF, and so they're a pretty good HOL conference team for us, but they did drop one to Hawley. We haven't played Barnesville yet. That'll come at the end of the year. It's been postponed a couple times, but they dropped one to Barnesville. So, I mean, they're definitely a beatable team for us, and we've been in almost every single game outside that one Perm game.
Yep.
We've been in every single game all year. So hopefully our guys understand that. They have a little bit of confidence going up there, because if we could take one of those, that'd be awesome.
That's good. I'm happy for you and the Cowboys. You're yourself in your second year, and seeing some improvements and some wins.
For sure. Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of little things to kind of figure out along the way, but as we're kind of getting settled in, guys have made some strides, and we've had some really good practices last week, and even today was a great practice, coming off a big win.
Yep.
So hopefully we ride the wave. Keep it going.
That's pretty cool. All right. Anything else there, Coach? I'll let you go.
I think you got it all. We're good.
All right, Jack Heidemann, head coach of the Cowboys baseball squad, riding the wave. Let's keep her going, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Jack Heidemann, thank you very much, Coach. And we'll be right back with Jake Dodge, BW Storm softball coach, coming up next.
Your business depends on technology. Digital Guru provides professional IT solutions you can trust to keep it moving forward. From redesigning existing systems to brand new builds, we offer your business managed IT services, including backups, cybersecurity, cloud services, remote desk support, and more. And don't forget, we also provide audio, video, security camera, and door access control installation. Focus on what you do best and leave the technology to the professionals. Contact Digital Guru today.
Your athlete suffering from an ankle sprain or a hit to the head? Did you know that a chiropractic adjustment can decrease ankle swelling by half and get your athlete back to their sport quicker? Or dizziness, brain fog can come from a neck subluxation. With 20 years of chiropractic experience, Dr. Andrea at Hornstein Family Chiropractic knows personally how chiropractic adjustments can get you back to playing your sport in no time. Request an appointment online at hornsteinfamilychiropractic.com or call 701-672-1300.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, presented by Red River Communications, cable channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner, Brian Watson behind the curtain there, and man in the buttons.
Man behind the curtain. I am the Great Oz, if you want to put it that way.
Seriously?
Well, I could have said the great and powerful Oz, but I don't want to take it too far.
You've got your boss sitting in the back there, just laughing
not for much,
off.
Not for much longer.
Yeah,
not for much longer. So
Mike McCall's waiting in the wings. He'll be up after Jake. And first of all, let's get back to Jake Dodge. Jake Dodge, BW Storm softball coach. Welcome again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming in. And BW Storm having some games going on too. Let's talk about what the girls have been doing lately.
Yeah, I think last time I was here, I talked about having a young team and kind of figuring out who we are and finding our identity, and I think they figured it out. You know, there was some just passiveness the first part of the year. You know, we started 1-6.
Yep.
And we won 5 in a row.
Yep.
Yeah. So the younger girls have stepped up, and they just got a different look in their eye now.
Speaking of riding a wave, here's the wave that you guys are riding. So
Yeah.
you guys have done well, and you know, we covered I think it was it the Holly game, B-Dub? Is that the one we had?
We did the Holly game,
Yeah.
yes.
And I think that was one of your losses that you talked about. But then since then, the BW Storm been doing pretty darn good.
But Holly was a ranked team. They were,
Holly was what, 5 in the state, I think.
Yeah, so DGF's ranked 1st and Holly's ranked 6th.
And that's something.
Yeah, so obviously when Mia's on, she can keep us in every game. But
Yeah.
the girls, the defense, you know, really did a great job. Jocelyn center field played an amazing center field that game.
Well, you go ahead.
Well,
we got something to say about that.
All right.
So that probably was going to be our play of the week. We just didn't have a very good shot of it.
Right.
We kind of caught it, but we really didn't catch it. So
That's where Ava overran it, and Jocelyn came in
she
behind
came from
it.
behind and laid
that's a
out
great
for
play.
it.
That was
And
awesome.
so I mean, if we had a little better shot of it, that would have been the play of the week. That was a great catch. It really was.
That's what you're supposed to do. Of course, it was windy that day.
Yeah,
you know,
it was.
so, you know, credit to Ava on that. But
And that wasn't the only catch that she made.
Right.
She made a couple catches out
She had
there.
several putouts.
Yeah, you know, with Mia's pitching, with the way her ball moves, it's hard for batters to square up the ball.
Yeah.
So when they hit it, it's tailing a lot to that right center side,
sure.
or they got to crash. And so they've been working on it a lot in practice, and we've seen the results the last 5 games here. So.
That's awesome. And defensively, the girls are doing well, and I mean, offensively, everything's clicking.
Yeah, you know, we were at Frazee here, you know, yesterday, and you know, we have obviously Jocelyn leading off, Sydney Roberts, Addie, Jaylee Ernst is back now.
Oh,
she was out with an injury, and she went 4 for 5 yesterday with 2 doubles, a home run, and a single.
Good for her.
Yeah, so it was nice to have her back in the lineup. But the girls have figured out, you know, how to have good at bats, you know, how to put the ball in play, and we're that support for Mia is there now. So it'll be fun with DGF on Thursday. You know, I think we'll stay in the game.
And they're 1 in the state, you said?
They're 1 in the state. Yeah.
And they're also 2A.
Yeah,
And
they're
you
in our
guys-
section. Yep.
Yeah, and so it's going to be a tough matchup, but it'll be an interesting matchup.
Yep.
And where is it at? Is it
It's
here?
home.
It is
Yep.
home.
Yep.
Thursday.
Yep.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Just tomorrow. That's not on our schedule. But
No.
that game is being streamed. We do know that. I believe that game's being streamed somewhere else.
Yep. Somebody's got it. Yep. That's right. Well, that's awesome. I mean, it's the girls' attitudes, like you said, the kind of a young team. They got to be feeling good.
Yeah, it's taken some time to get them to buy in a little bit and learn that intensity to play at that next level. But I feel like they figured it out. So it'll be a good test for them tomorrow. Just you know what it feels like to play a team that anticipates and moves so much faster than some of the other teams we've played. So you know they'll have to think quite a bit ahead before the play actually happens. So they're ready to make that play.
So how much of a season have you got left now? I didn't look at the schedule before we
Through
sat
next
down.
week.
So through next week.
Yeah, we probably got 5 or 6 games left here. You know, the weather has been messing with us a little bit, so we had to move some things around.
We've got one more game of the softball, don't we, Brian? I think we've got one more game of theirs.
I think we have one more game.
Yeah, I think we got one more game. I don't remember what day it is next week.
I know we have Wheaton and Staples coming to town on Monday. We're playing Wheaton at 3 and then Staples Motley at 5.
Oh, really? So you got that kind of a...
Yeah.
Kind of like the Wahpeton baseball squad. They had Davies and North, I think, one day. But anyway, yeah, you've got Staples and who was the other one?
Wheaton.
Wheaton.
Yep.
On Monday.
Yep.
At home.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Is there JV games with that too?
Yeah, there's JV games as well.
Okay. All right. What else you want to talk about? Anything you got in your mind there?
Well, I think with Mia's pitching, we focus on that a lot. But I think we got to talk about, Addie's hitting a little bit too. She's hitting close to 500 right now, and she just staying on the ball. But Sydney, Jocelyn, Jaylee, just their leadership on the field is just really rubbed off on those younger girls, and it's been a nice run here.
So who are your seniors?
It's Mia and Jocelyn.
And Jaylee is a senior, isn't she?
Jaylee is she's a sophomore.
Is she?
Sophomore, junior, yeah. Her
I was thinking
Sydney Roberts, junior, was Sydney Roberts.
Sydney's a junior.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And then the rest of the girls, we have 7th graders playing with Ava Janing and Colin Hout, and then no 8th graders. Then we have Marley Baum playing sometimes, but we have quite a few freshmen. So
she's a pretty
young
good
team.
standout pitcher in the JV side too.
Yep,
isn't
she's doing a good job.
Yep.
Yep, she needs those innings.
Yep.
That's the big thing there, because with Mia graduating next year, she's got to get those innings in this year, so she's ready to take over next year.
Good point. Yeah, and you've had her come in and do some second game stuff too.
Yeah, she pitched against Barnesville a couple weeks ago and got the win.
Yeah,
did a really good job. Threw strikes, kept them on their toes. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks, if you haven't seen the BW Storm fast pitch team, now's the time to go see them because they're fun to watch.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching the girls fast pitch. It's
good.
It's fun to watch. Beat up?
I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
Coach, thank you very much. Head coach Jake Dodge of the BW Storm fast pitch softball team. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, good luck the rest of the season. All right, everybody's been waiting for it. The big guy in the back, that's Mike McCall. He'll be up next.
Sometimes it's tough being a dad. Kids grow up fast. Hey, girls. Oh, love it.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm TikToking.
Is he serious?
Don't even want me around anymore. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. Hugs mean a lot to a dad. So, with Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
No matter the time of year, there's never a bad time to get your ride sparkling at All Seasons Car Wash. Your ride deserves to shine all year round. We'll see you at All Seasons Car Wash.
Bold Print in Wahpeton is your local provider for all of your printing and promotional needs, including custom decals, which is a great way to promote your business. Bold Print also has custom framing and unique personalized gift ideas. Don't trust your family photos to an online company. Use Bold Print for all of your custom framing and canvas printing. Give them a call today, 701-642-2188, or check them out online, useboldprint.com.
Okay.
Okay, you said that's my producer. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Welcome back to Giants Coaches Show, everybody, and presented to you.
Don't get
by
that guy started.
Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28, our own cable channel on Red River Communications. So anytime we've got a live event like tonight, we're on Red River Communications Cable Channel.
We almost
28.
were not on Red River
That's why we're running a
Communications
little
tonight,
behind because
so
I was the one that forgot. So
Yeah.
that's why we're a little late.
I asked you. I said, "Is everything down there?" You said,
I know.
"Yep, ready
I
to
thought
go.
it was.
Ready to go." Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Nope.
It was in my pickup.
Most
not my car.
important piece of equipment, not here.
All right, here it is. It's the moment you've all been waiting for, and activities director of Wahpeton High School, and it's Coach Mike McCall. Mike, once a coach, always a coach, so I'm going to always call you Coach. I mean, until you retire and go away somewhere, but you're always going to be a coach.
Well,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I coached your kids, and it's been a fun ride.
Yeah. All right, Coach. So you're wearing the Comets football thing. You can't bring any Raiders stuff in here because somebody's going to have a heart attack if you do. Not me. But you graduated from Mayville State as a Comet. You played football up there. When did you start the teaching process? Did you come right to Wahpeton? Where did you start teaching?
I actually spent 1 year in Upham, North Dakota,
Really?
out in the western part of the state.
Okay.
And then I went to Arizona for 7 years, just outside of Bullhead City in Mojave Valley.
Okay.
And
left there and came back here and been at Wahpeton for 24 years.
24 years, that's what I was going to ask. So 24 years you've been at least a teacher. How many years of that was coach?
7 years coaching.
Okay.
21 years as AD.
21 years, that was my next question. So 21 years as an athletic director here at Wahpeton High School. Thank you very much for your dedication to that. So I'll get that out of the way too. But
I appreciate it.
And plenty of comments too. I mean, Eric Erlandson was here earlier. I don't know if you saw the show or not, but I don't think you were here when Eric was here. Had a lot of good comments to say to you about you and your activities director position when the two cities combined sports to co-op. How did that all come about? Was that just a conversation you had with Freddie? Did you go over and approach Freddie? Did Freddie come to you? Was it just something that commonly came up? Or how did that all come about as far as the cooperative stuff?
You know, some of it started long ago. Some of it was when it was still club stuff.
Oh,
and then,
sure, yeah.
You know,
and
hockey when it was club. You know, and then Dean Haugo and I worked together to get hockey under the schools.
Okay.
And so we got that going, and then, you know, other things just kind of fell in place in communication with either Dean or Freddie over the years, and just beneficial to both schools.
Yeah.
And, you know, the one that probably took the longest to get was wrestling, and totally understandable. You know, Breckenridge had many years of success on the Minnesota side of the river.
Yeah.
You know, we just felt that on the North Dakota side, we had more opportunities for our kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a lot of discussions. But I think in the end, we both realized that, you know, we could help each other out. And anytime you have a co-op, it doesn't matter who the host school is. You know, both groups are equally a part of the program and a part of the co-op, and you just make sure that each other feels like you know it's a part of it. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who the host school is. You know, and I think initially, and I could be wrong, but I think initially, you know, coming over here, I think there was some fear that what they have done would kind of be, and that's not at all what we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it has wrestling. I think all of our co-ops have been very beneficial.
Yes.
And have helped both of us. You know, we would not have kids playing softball if it were not for the co-op.
Correct.
That's not something we would have been able to take on ourselves. And so, and in turn, I think we have co-ops over here that, you know, had Breck not asked to join about swimming, you know, Sydney Roberts wouldn't be over here, you know, and she's an outstanding swimmer. And so the co-ops, gymnastics, I mean, the list goes on. I think right now you look at, in the fall we have cross country, and I know sitting here on the spot I'm going to forget something, but we've got hockey and wrestling, we've got swimming, we've got gymnastics, we have softball, we have speech. I think those are the 7.
Okay.
And wrestling. But, I mean, so it has been very beneficial to both sides of the river.
What was the biggest hurdle, before we get on the rest of your career, what was the biggest hurdle trying to get those co-ops put together? What do you think? Was it just to say, okay, you're on that side of the river, we're on this side of the river, are we going to play in Minnesota, or are we going to play in North Dakota? Was that a big hurdle? Was it, like you said, trying to figure out where the host is going to be? You know, that we play our home games at Stern Arena, and they're playing the softball games. Were those hurdles, or did they get solved pretty easy?
I think some of them were pretty easy. I mean, softball, obviously, we didn't have softball. Breckenridge did, so we go over there.
Okay.
Gymnastics and swimming, they didn't have it. We were set on the North Dakota side. We came over here. Hockey was one of the biggest obstacles we had in that we played in North Dakota in the EDC.
Right.
And I can't tell you how many years, over how many year period span, we were whatever and 1
right.
in the EDC.
Right.
We won a play-in game here or there, but the opportunity for success just wasn't great.
Yep.
And it took a lot of work getting us to move to the Minnesota side. But once we got that hurdle, we got over that hurdle. Our hockey team has been able to experience some success.
Okay.
And we had years, and I can't remember the year, 2013 or around there. We finished, I think, 8th, or we were in the top 8 in the section. We made the quarterfinals, and I think we lost 3-1 to Fergus. And I know that they had said at that time that was the largest crowd they had had at a section tournament game in a long time. And we've had up and down years, obviously, but through this time in the Minnesota side, we got to experience playing a home playoff game for the first time. It was the play-in game, but we still got to host it. I think the biggest hurdle was getting from North Dakota to Minnesota, and then the second one would have been just getting to an agreement on the wrestling, and that one was a little more, both wanted to stay kind of on their side.
Okay.
But, we do everything we can. I mean, we try to split the duels equally. Obviously, with the two gyms right there side by side, we have our tournament over here. But, it's important that they get home duels over there as well.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's a true partnership.
Yep.
Our co-ops with Breckenridge, and I think that Freddie and their administration and our administration do a great job working together to make sure that unified piece stays together.
Obviously, with what Brian and I do, we're in the public a lot, and I honestly, Coach, have never heard any complaints about the co-ops. So I think, from what I know of, everything's going well, and I know you and Freddie get along really well.
And I believe it is too. And like I said, with any partnership, communication is a big thing. Freddie and I are talking all the time.
Sure.
No matter whether it's scheduling changes, whatever the case may be. But I feel that, there was a time when I first came here, other than hockey, I didn't know that we'd ever see a day that we were co-opted anything, just because when I first came here, that river was really wide. And it's, it's just, I think that everybody has learned that we can help each other out, and it's beneficial to both of our schools and both of our programs.
All right. So we'll drop the co-ops unless you got something else yet. Brian, you got any questions on the co-ops before I move on?
No, I think it's pretty telling, though. I think a lot of people look at an activities director and they think that all they do is schedule games, and I think to hear, that it takes some work to kind of put these co-ops together. But the result is that you give other kids an opportunity to participate in the sport. And I think that that's huge. And I think until you just said it, I didn't really realize how much work that is.
Right.
And what's been done, and with the river being as wide as it is, to be able to get it done, I think that's a pretty big accomplishment.
It's huge. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
All right, so let's talk about 21 years as an AD. And you told me when you sat down, you said, don't ask me any difficult questions, but I'm going to throw one at you. And it's always tough to pat yourself on the back, but I'm going to ask you, what do you feel is your greatest accomplishment as athletic director here at Wahpeton High School?
Well, I don't know that it's my greatest accomplishment. I think you look at I am proud to have been a part of helping push to get 3-class basketball and volleyball.
Yes.
Have been advocating for that for many, many years. It finally happened.
And you were a proponent of the football, too.
And I was a proponent of the football. Football still isn't fixed, but I think with what they have for 2025, I think we're closer to where it needs to be. Okay. If everything holds as it is projected to, I think the fall of 25, football will be closer to where it needs to be.
Okay.
But, I think I look back and I was thinking, when I first made this decision, when I started this 21 years ago, and, the co-ops that we've added but I think that while we have competed at the higher level and we have had some success at the higher level, I just think being a part of the 3-class basketball, 3-class volleyball has been huge.
It's huge.
And, You know, like I said, it took a lot of people to work together to get that to pass. And this wasn't a Mike McCall accomplishment or anything like that, but it's something that, you know, I took one plan with Hankinson and a couple other schools before the high school activities about 5 years before this one went, and we got shot down.
Yeah.
And so it was another 5 years in the making, working with these other groups, you know, to get that passed. And I wished volleyball was starting this next fall, but we got to wait till the fall of 25.
That's fall of 25.
But, you know, we've done some things with our volleyball schedule. We got out of the two big Class A tournaments, if that's what you want to call them. We'll be going to Carrington, which will be, that tournament is consisting of all teams that will be in that middle class in 25. And then we're going to the Valley City tournament, which is a lot of those middle class schools and Class B schools. And then we dropped a couple of we dropped Cheyenne and Davies, and we picked up Oak Grove and Richland 44. So just some different games. And when we go to this 3-class in volleyball, like basketball, it's going to give us some opportunities to play some other schools as well. So, but you know, again, it's not really my accomplishment.
I know
but I feel that is one of the things in the last 10 to 12 years we have just pushed so hard for. And we're finally able to get it.
Well, congratulations on that. I just want to say that personally, but I'm going to bring Brian back into the conversation too here. B-Dub and you and Mike, I'm sure, have had off-the-record visits about this 3-class basketball. I know I've had some conversation with Mike as well, including you and Ralph, about 3-class basketball. But in my eyes, I thought last winter's basketball tournaments were some of the best I've seen.
I would agree with that. I think that's what we were trying to tell everyone, is that you're going to create a competitive product that's going to be compelling for people to watch. And there were, you know, fans that I heard say, well, this is so much better than, and it didn't matter which class they were coming from, okay, because the top of the Bs were pretty good. It said, this is so much better to watch because the games are competitive. And the same thing for me as a coach. You know, there are years where we were good and we were able to compete in the EDC, but most of the time, you know, unfortunately, we're out of the game within, you know, half of a half, and then we're just trying to, you know, put kids in, get some experience or whatever. And for me as a coach, I can see that took its toll this season on us, because instead of, you know, just making a turnover and it really doesn't matter, now you make a turnover, well, it has an implication, you know, it means something. So it took us a little bit to get used to that. But I would say, you know, none of this gets done if somebody doesn't get told no. And he had to get told no in order to get things going. So I think he had a lot to do with it. I think he's right. I think it is a big accomplishment. I think he should get some credit for it. And you know, like I said, if he doesn't get told no, we're still waiting for it. I think we're still waiting for it to get done.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, so now let's go the other direction. What didn't you get done that you wanted to see done? Or maybe you can't talk about it, but is there something out there that Mike McCall wanted to see as activities director? This is what I want to see. I want to see turf on the football field. I want to see whatever. Is there something out there that you haven't?
You know, I think you bring up the turf piece, and that's something that we've been working with NDSCS, and we feel like we were close to having it for the fall of 2024, but it looks like it might be the fall of 2025. But, you know, I don't know. Turf has been one of those things that even when Connell was here, we were kind of talking about and working on, and when Jacobson was here, we were talking about, but it never got the steam that I felt like we got with it this past year.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that the fall of 25, when we go watch football games, we'll have turf out there. And again, if this happens, it is a Wahpeton Public School / NDSCS joint
facility,
and it's a joint partnership, and working on it together to try and get it done.
Okay.
But you know, I just feel like, and maybe I'm the only one that feels this way, but I feel like they always say when you leave something, hopefully you leave it better than when you first got here.
Right.
And not that things were bad when I first got here, but I feel like with what has happened over the past few years, I feel like we're in a situation where I am excited for the future of our teams. And if the football thing gets fixed totally, like I said, we've spent the last 2 years trying to get that fixed, and I think we're closer. But I feel like that, we're in a good spot, and I'm excited to watch the future of Wahpeton athletics.
Yeah.
I'm going to be excited to go to a sporting event and sit and watch the game from start to finish.
Instead of being an administrator.
I don't know that there's anything that I wanted to accomplish that I never really looked at it that way. I think that, our sports teams get the recognition they deserve. I think that all of our teams are getting better. I think we're getting to the point where we're getting more competitive. And, it just, and every sport is going to have ups and down years. And, but no, I'm satisfied with the 21 years. And
All right, let's go here before we wrap it up. I want to ask you this question. You mentioned you were a coach and a football coach and rather successful football program that you had when you were coaching. Talk about not just your football teams, but every kid out there. Talk about the relationships that you've had with those kids and how important they are. I mean, you might say my son Evan tomorrow night, and you'll say, "Hey, how's it going?" And I mean, they all know you.
And it is, and that's one of the greatest things is you try to keep up on where these kids go when they leave. And there's several of the kids that I coached in football that I either follow on Facebook or every time I see him, we talk, we communicate, and it just, it means a lot when they come back and you start talking about it, and they talk about how much fun they had and what a great time it is. And I'm sure Brian and some of the other coaches can talk about experiences with those too. And then it's also getting to watch kids that you watched play all through high school,
right?
Like a Tylee Irwin or a Ryan Smith, or going and watching my own son, this past year, McKenna Coolmo over at Indy SCS and Kaler up at Concordia, and there's more and more.
There's a list.
But to sit and watch them play at the next level, and you can sit and say, you know what, I've watched those kids for the last 4, 5, 6 years,
right,
whatever it's been. And I get a joy out of that. I get it, and that's one of the things, actually was talking to McKenna Coolmo today, saw her, and I said, next year I'm going to enjoy if Indy SCS is at home. I don't have to look at my schedule to see what's going on. If I want to go watch, I can just go watch.
Yeah, there you go.
And those are things I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to nights and weekends free, spending more time with the grandkids, going to the lake more, and just having a little more freedom in the day.
Professionally, what's up next for Mike McCall?
I will be back in the classroom. I'll be working in the resource room at the high school.
Okay.
So looking very much forward to that.
Still working with kids, obviously.
Still working with kids, and still at the high school. So I'll get to see all these kids every day.
Yeah.
Get to visit with the athletes and stuff. Still stay connected with them, but and I'm going to be spending some time in the weight room after school too. We've been short that for the last few years, so I'll be helping out in there some after school, but no, just looking forward to that next step and just having a little more free time.
And I'll bet you'll be available for anybody that wants advice.
You know what? My advice is I don't know.
Well, 21 years, man, you got something on you.
Well, there might be some ideas up there. I don't know that they're all great ideas, but I got a few.
B-Dub, I'm going to turn it over to you for a last question or two here if you got something you want to ask him.
Well, you kind of covered all the questions, but I just have a comment. And my comment is thank you because you gave me an opportunity when I didn't have very much coaching experience, and I absolutely love the job that I have, and I would not have that if you wouldn't have given me that opportunity. So I am forever grateful for you giving me that chance. Changed some things in my life. I met my wife, things like that. So I really thank you very much.
Thank you for the years you put in.
You're welcome.
In behalf of all the fans in Wahpeton and the neighboring towns with all the BW stuff going on and all the co-ops, on behalf of all those folks, thank you, Mike.
Well, thank you guys. I've, like I said, I've enjoyed it, and
Looking
forward to the next chapter.
still see
But
you.
I'll still be at ball games, and never know if not very often, but might be available for color commentary here and there.
How about that?
I knew that was coming.
Not very often, though. Not very often. But occasionally, you might be able to talk me into doing it once or
We
twice.
might do that.
I knew that was going to come.
We might do that.
I
We
know.
thought we could have a third headset up there.
I was like, I wonder how long it's going to be before he kind of works his way into
See,
the
I
booth.
still, when I was coaching, I still remember going and doing a couple games with GR.
Oh, sure.
And of course, the hardest part is I couldn't shut up. And
he's trying to do a play-by-play.
He's trying to do play-by-play, and I can't remember what game it was. It was the play ended and stuff, and he goes, "Mike, you got to shut up."
He's blunt.
But no, you know what? No, I mean, like I said, I enjoy sports. I love being around it, and I'm still going to get to my fair share. But it's one of those things that now, if I get to go, I get to watch.
All right.
So.
And the Shriners football game is a big spot in your heart, too, as well, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We got that coming up in June 22, and Three Borders will be the place to watch the game, and we're glad to have them again this year, and you guys do a great job, and we'll be covering the banquet this year as well. So we're glad to have you guys doing that morning, and
appreciate all your help with it.
It'll be a fun game.
Appreciate you being a Shriner volunteer, too, as well.
I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, and if there's anybody out there that's ever thought about being a Shriner that wants to, give me a call. We'll hook you up.
All right, Mike McCall, Coach Mike McCall, always going to be a coach. He's the outgoing activities, I keep wanting to say athletics, activities director from Wahpeton High School. Again, 21 years. Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it, Mike. We're going to come back with our Comdell Innovation Play of the Week right after this. We'll be right back.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Wahpeton Deli and Eatery, serving delicious deli staples paired with great service and friendly staff. They use the best ingredients and provide a great atmosphere. If you have an office party or an at-home celebration, Wahpeton Deli and Eatery can help with your next event. And now you can order online for in-store pickup. Check it out at wahpetondeliandeatery.com or call 642-3639.
In this place, we see potential like nowhere else. Here, vision is boundless. That's why we never settle. We look for the moments when everything becomes possible. The moments that inspire us to make every day better. In this place, there's no such thing as good. There's only great. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
The folks at Tyler Farm Supply understand that farming is hard work, and that's why they only offer durable and reliable short-line farm equipment that you can depend on. Whether you're a small-scale farmer or manage a large operation, they have the tools that you need to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Plus, with their competitive pricing and financing options, Tyler Farm Supply makes it easy for you to get the equipment you need without breaking the bank. Give them a call today, 701-642-8827.
Every business begins with an idea.
With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAN are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
Smith Motors in Wahpeton, we make sure that when you need a vehicle, we'll find the perfect one that matches your lifestyle and budget. Like the eye-catching Chevy Equinox, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hard-working GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive buying experience. From low-pressure sales to high-quality service, our customers always come first. Find your new Chevrolet or GMC today at Smith Motors. Small-town friendly, big-town deals.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, everybody, presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. He is Brian Watson, and B-Dub, we just had a nice little interview there with
That was
Mike
good.
McCall.
Yeah, that was good. I found out some things that I didn't know, which
Yeah.
I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's been a long career, 24 years, 21 as AD.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I think you assume you know what somebody does, but you really don't know. And then you start talking to them, and then you can tell that over that time they really made a difference.
I can't juggle, but that's what you're doing. You're
I would say
constantly
so. I
juggling
mean, there's a lot going on. Like Ralph always says, well, I don't. He always says he doesn't care about girls basketball. I don't care about boys basketball. But
Right.
you care about your sport.
Yeah.
But when you have an advocate for your sport, I think we're pretty lucky we had an advocate for all of our sports and activities too, because I didn't realize that speech was a co-op.
Yeah.
So like I said, you learn
And
some
the work
things when
behind
you
it. Yeah.
and the extra work that goes into it. I think you learn a little bit, and it's good. It was really good, and a lot of things got done, and hopefully we'll get to talk about what the future holds too at some point in our show.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll do that too.
Yep.
All right, and I'm going to change gears on you, okay?
Okay.
So last Saturday night we had a function here for the Wahpeton Post 20 Legion baseball squad. The Wahpeton Baseball Association sponsors a benefit every year for the teams, and it's public information. It costs us over $30,000 a year to run two teams, and we had a benefit.
Yep.
And Three Borders Sports Network actually made a nice little donation there. Besides,
let me
some
see
other
if
things.
let me see if I can get a shot of it. I was
How
a little
about that?
disappointed that I couldn't get it where I wanted to, but let me see if this will work here. Oh, there we go. There we go.
So
Here,
look at
let
that
me-
beautiful flag there.
Let me
huh?
just change.
We got to give credit to Joe Brushert.
Yep.
He's the one that did it, and we put it on a silent auction sheet, and I went over and talked to Brian about it, and we decided we're going to have that thing. So
And we kind of got.
Somebody pushed us.
Well, they pushed us a little bit. I think it's all rigged to begin with. I mean, when you have a Kappas that's writing their name on the sheet, and then you got a coach Kappas that's involved with Legion, I don't know. There was just something going on, and Mary Kappas, she made us pay a little bit more than what we probably needed to pay, but it was for a good cause. So I'm okay with the price that we paid for it.
Yep.
We actually got a really good deal on it, considering all the
I'm
work that
sure.
went into it. So I'm pretty happy. So
Again, Joe Brushert just did a fantastic job. It's you can't quite see it on our set all the time because of the coaches. We need the chairs in the shop. But
yeah,
Brian's got
I
a
mean
shot of it
we
there.
might change that as we go forward here. So we'll see what
Beautiful
happens.
flag.
So,
Beautiful.
But yeah, it's great. I mean, I love it. And everybody who's seen it,
Yep.
They look at it and they go, "Is that wood?"
Yeah.
And yeah, it is. And it's got a little wave to it. And he had talked about how he did it, and I'm like, dude, that's way more work that I can do. I got a table saw. That's about all I can do. I can cut wood, but I don't know if I can make something like that. That's pretty cool.
Amen.
So,
All right. So again, thanks for showing that, Brian, and again, thanks to Joe Brushert for donating that to the Wahpeton Baseball Association and everybody else that donated stuff to the auctions and everything else.
it was
for
a
us this week.
success.
We did very well.
I think it was
I shouldn't
good.
say very well. We were About average, not quite average.
You did well.
Yep.
You did well.
So there we go. So that's that. Next up, we've got, this is our final spring coaches show. You've got Park Board next Wednesday night, so no schedule there. And then the 22nd, which would be 2 weeks from tonight. I think that's 2 weeks, yeah. 22nd, I'm on my way to Indianapolis for a race.
You're going to be in Indy. I've got a coaches convention coming up too, so I'm going to be gone for a little bit. And then I have a family vacation as well at the end of the month. So
there you go.
Yeah, it's going to be busy, and then we have summer schedule coming up that we have to get going.
We'll get that posted.
And like McCall said, we're doing the Shrine Game again, so that's going to be fun. And yeah, it's going to be good. Just kind of keep pushing forward, and then we'll get going for next year.
All right, and you know, we've got some other things we're working on too as well, but we'll table that for now because we're past our 2-hour limit here.
We are.
Again, we had
really
a good interview with Mike.
Yeah, that was good, man. Like I said, we learned some things that I didn't know, and I thought it was pretty cool. So.
All right, say hi to Sir James Watson. I'm sure he's watching.
He's
too
watching. He
as well.
called me last week. Hey, you guys having a show? Like, no, not having. You know, we're not having a show, but we got one more coming up. So he'll be happy. He'll be happy.
Sir James, hello there, and thanks for supporting Three Border Sports Network. I think that's going to wrap it up. Other than
hold on, I got work to do over here. So
yeah,
let me.
You gotta.
Okay.
We're going to have our Comdell Innovation Play of the Week, sponsored by Comdell Innovation. We kind of teased on it earlier, and pretty good looking plays of the week, huh?
It really is, and like I said, you know, we gave a little credit to BW Storm because there was some really good plays in that game, but unfortunately, the way that we were set up over there, softball feels a little different. We can't shoot from the booth like we do, or right in front of the booth. But there were a couple good plays in that game. And I would have loved to have gotten those included, but we got some good ones. We got some good ones here. So now here's a question. Now we're not coming back, right?
No, we're gonna bid adieu.
We're saying goodbye. We're gonna have the plays of the week. We're gonna do the Comdell deal, and then that's it for the Coaches Show for Volume 4.
Volume 4 is complete. For Brian Watson, I'm Joe Schreiner. Again, Giants Coaches Show presented by Red River Communications. Here comes your Comdell Innovation Plays of the Week right now. Here's Brian.
There's the runner and a smack back up the middle. Nice play by Cooper. Double play for the Cowboys. His first at bat last inning. And he pops that one over the right side. Cooper Roberts with a diving catch. Cooper with a couple of decent plays today for the Cowboys. Saves the inning here for the Cowboys on a nice diving catch.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.